at 2 a.m. on June 18, 2014. Mr. Holtzclaw drove towards his home in his designated vehicle. En route, he stopped 57-year-old Janie Liggins. She awaited his approach, but what ensued was a frightening and confusing event. Officer Holtzclaw failed to inform dispatch of the stop, secretly ran a records check on Janie, and forced her to undress. Paralyzed by fear, she complied with his demand for oral sex under the threat of violence. Traumatized, Janie fled and eventually reported the incident to the police. The next day, Holtzclaw arrived at the Oklahoma City Police Department's Spring Lake Division, where detectives Kim Davis and Rocky Gregory escorted him to the sex crimes unit. Before questioning began, evidence mounted against Holtzclaw, including his failure to report the stop, turning off his GPS, and logging off the computer. The interrogation commenced, and Holtzclaw began to reveal the details about the encounter.
Okay.
So just like anything.
You had said, and we told you that there was a traffic stop,
Right.
that somebody made some allegations against an officer.
Right.
They don't know the officer's name, none of that. And you said that you made a traffic stop after work,
Yeah.
but you didn't call it in.
I didn't call it.
Where was that?
It was about Northeast 50th and Lincoln, just to the west.
Okay. Tell me about that stop.
I was going westbound on Northeast 50th, probably a block just east of Lincoln. I see a red Grand Prix, or Grand Am, in my right lane, in the outside lane. I'm in the inside lane. The car swerves, and so at the time I'm thinking, okay, it's probably a drunk person, or maybe got excited because they saw a cop. So I kind of fall behind it, kind of drifting just a little bit, not crossing lane lines, nothing crazy. So I lighted up because at first the traffic violation I saw at first when it swerved, that was just west of Northeast 50th and Lincoln. And then made contact. It was a black female, asked for license and insurance, stated that she didn't have insurance, gave me an ID. At the time I'm like, do you have a valid insurance or a valid license? She said no. I told her, I just got off work. I mean, what's the deal? You know, why are you swerving? And she says, I'm just trying to go home to Ann Arbor-ish on the northwest side to see your daughter or something like that. So I asked, is there anything on board as far as the vehicle? Is it okay if I search your vehicle and whatnot? She said, the only thing that's inside there is a Kool-Aid cup. I'm like, is there anything inside of that Kool-Aid? Is there liquor or anything inside that Kool-Aid? She's no. I'm like, okay, is there anything else inside there? She says there's pills. I'm like, is that the only thing? And then, so I said, can I have permission to search your car? She says yes. I go inside the car, I see a lot of pills. But
what kind of pills?
I didn't really.
Like scattered pills or in a bottle?
She said it was hydrocodone pills, but I just quickly looked at it, and I think I saw her name on the prescription bottle, so I didn't.
Oh, so it was a bottle.
Right.
Okay.
There were several bottles in her purse. And then, so at that time, I just returned back to her. It's like, okay, I saw your pills. I didn't see any alcohol. I sniffed the drink, didn't smell any alcohol in the Kool-Aid. I'm like, okay, I'm just off work. I'm tired. Get your license taken care of. Just mine.
So she didn't have a driver's license?
She didn't have a driver's license, and I was just like, go to DPS, Department of Public Safety on King, get that taken care of, and I cut her loose after that.
The narrative seems harmless and contrasts Jamie Liggins' portrayal. The interviewer must persist in inquiring to establish a coherent pattern.
How was she? Was she respectful? Was she
She
not?
felt like she was nervous and whatnot, and I'm like, why are you nervous? And she was even crying. I'm like, why are you crying? Why are you nervous? Whatnot? And she's just like, I don't know. I'm just nervous because you're a cop and I got pulled over. I'm like, nothing you had to be nervous about. And I told her, I'm like, I don't really want to take you to jail for no SDL or anything. I just got off work. I'm tired. So with my officer courtesy or whatnot, I said her go get that taken care of tomorrow. Let her on her way.
And you don't have to. I'm not going to sit here and go, why didn't you take her to the could
Well,
care
that's
less.
the reason why.
No, I don't care. Was she drunk? Did you think she was drunk?
I think she was. She drank, but I don't think with my experience, I don't think she was past the legal limit.
Right.
So,
I mean.
and that's what I asked her too, is like, with your pain medicines, the hydrocodone, everyone knows that you drink with that, it maximizes the effects. So I asked her that, she said no. But when she was in the back of my car, when I was in the front car, And the driver said I could smell it off of her, but I don't think she was still past the legal limit.
Okay. Okay. So you got her out of the car.
Yes.
Okay. And put her in the back of your car.
Yes.
Okay. Any problems there?
No, she was cooperative. Didn't give me any problems or whatnot.
Okay. And then you searched. Did you run her through Unit 800?
I didn't.
You didn't.
Mm-mm.
So did you run her on your MDT?
No, I didn't. All my stuff as far as that, because I didn't even call it in and say it was a traffic stop. My computer was off and everything as well.
Did you shut it off?
I just shut it
after
off.
work?
Yeah, on the way on 50th. I turned it off right before the traffic stop, basically.
Okay. And where did you pick her up? 50th and what about?
50th and Lincoln, just to the west.
But no, where'd you see her swerve, kind of?
I say a block just to the east of Lincoln and 50th.
Okay. She pull over right away.
She was in the right lane and the outside lane when I saw her swerve, and so she saw a police car right there, and so she kind of did what everyone does, slow down, kind of, okay, is he gonna pull me over or not? And then I lit her up about 50th and Lincoln, past the intersection to the west.
Okay. When you put her in your car, did you pat search her?
When I came around, I was like, lift up your shirt. Is there anything on you? Anything as far as your waistband or anything like that? She said no. And then I put her in the vehicle and went from there. Asked her everything.
Did your hands go on her at all?
I backhanded her on as far as the side.
Where on her body? Tell me. You
Her
backhanded?
waist, and the back portion. I didn't touch her butt or anything, but the back portion of the waist. And then she lifted it up like right here, and there's nothing.
Did she
on
lift it up like this?
No.
Okay. So she never, like, went, whoo, nothing,
No.
exposed her breasts or anything like that?
She asked me if I was like, no, it's okay.
She asked you,
You want to search me, I'm like, no, it's okay.
so she never, like, put her hands on the car and you...
No.
Okay. Okay. Where was she positioned or standing when you did the back of your hand on her?
It was about probably the front right fender of my patrol vehicle.
But was she facing you or was she turned?
No, she was facing away from me.
And you just kind of did it like
Yeah,
this?
back there, yes.
Okay. Did your hand go on her butt or anything?
No, that's what I was saying. It was the hip, the side, not the butt section.
What about right here?
No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
They can tuck a gun
And
right
that's
here.
why I asked to lift it up.
Oh, so she just kind of showed you
Yeah,
her belly?
Right.
Okay. Then you talked to her for a little bit.
Right.
After you searched her, you
Right.
put her in the back of the car.
Right.
Then we used to always kind of keep the door open and talk when they're not like combative or anything. Did
Right.
you talk to her and get information then while she was in the back of your car?
Right. I talked to her for a little bit, just as far as what's inside the vehicle. Can I have consent to search your vehicle? Is there anything in that Kool-Aid? She said no. Just talking to her, what's the deal? Why are you driving late at 2 o'clock at night? Why did you swerve? Said she's going to Ann Arbor over the northwest side to visit her daughter, I believe. So
Then you went up and searched her car?
after she gave me consent to search her car,
How long, you think?
I did a quick search. To be honest with you, I looked under the seat, boom, sniffed the juice, whatever she's had, and I didn't smell alcohol on it. Went through her purse, like she said, there pills in it. Looked at it real quick to see if their name was there, and that was basically it.
Okay. Then when you went back to her, what happened?
And when I went back to her, I was like, okay, I didn't smell any alcohol on your car and your juice thing. And I'm like, what's the deal? Are you really drunk or not? And she's like, no, I'm just trying to go back home. And at that time, I was like, okay, but I'll go ahead and follow you. I said, I'm not going to take you to jail. I'm tired. I'm not going to take you to jail. I'll go and follow you. And let's go back to 44 and you head westbound on 44. So that's what we did.
Did you follow her?
Actually, when I went behind her and we got in the car, she took forever and I started getting annoyed. So I just U-turned it and I went ahead and I saw her in the back view of my rearview mirror. And she was following a 44, but then I took off going northbound on Broadway Extension while she took 44 to go west.
So you were able to see her do that?
Yes.
And go. And then did you lose her when you got on Broadway?
When I went to northbound on Broadway and she went 44 west.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like this is the lady, this is the deal where she's the complaining party.
Okay.
Okay. And she's making some sexual allegations, obviously, because sex crimes is working it.
Right. What did she say?
Well, was there anything, an accidental touch, anything?
If she thought it when I passed searched her, but it was nothing as far as I felt like I would do anything as far as sexual or anything like that. And for my safety, I just checked to see the weapons or anything.
And
To make clear, I didn't touch her butt, but the waist side and whatnot. If you would like me to do it for me to show you.
No, and I'm fine with it, and you have every right to do that.
Right.
She's saying that you made her lift up her shirt, and when she lifted up her shirt, she exposed her breasts.
No.
Did you ever see
I asked her, is there anything inside your bra? And she said no. So I was like, okay. And she said, you want me to show you? And that's the time I said, no, you don't need to do that.
She said she said she was doing this. When you said, is there anything inside your bra? And she was going, no, I don't have anything like that. Did she do that?
Yeah, she did, but I didn't look or anything like that.
Right.
And then she was like, do you want me to show you? I was like, no.
She said when she said, do you want me to show you? You said, yeah, and she went,
No, I didn't.
but could she have been, woo, flashing you? And now you don't want to tell me because you're afraid you're going to get in trouble?
No, when I told her no, I said no.
Then she didn't go, yeah,
No.
because sometimes drunk girls are,
Having a good time.
and
no.
partying down. And let's face
And
it,
I've already heard stories about officers
people
and
want,
whatnot.
they
and so
want
I don't
officers for
I didn't want-
hubbies
so
or
I said
whatever.
no.
And,
I said no.
but you could have said no. But I'm asking you if she flashed you anyways.
I didn't see her. I didn't
didn't
see
see
her
no
breasts.
boobies?
I didn't see her breasts.
Okay. What about pants?
Nothing in her pants as far as that concerned. She was wearing tight jeans. So
She said she pulled them down.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see her pull them down?
I didn't see her pulling down pants.
Could she have done it when you were up searching the car?
She could have. I didn't
Did
have
she
her.
have them on
I didn't have her handcuffed or anything.
when you came back to the car and got her out? Were her pants fastened? Were they?
Yeah, everything.
They
was
were
still,
up, and
everything was still intact.
so you never saw her pull her pants down.
No, I didn't.
At this point, the story has significant discrepancies. He alleges he lifted her shirt to search, while she asserts he lowered her pants. There's a mismatch here.
Why do you think she's making this up?
I don't know.
Did you write her a ticket?
I didn't. I let her go, and I said I won't even arrest you for your no STL.
Trying to figure out why she'd say that. I mean, I could see her saying it if you wrote her a ticket because she's pissed off.
Right.
Now, make it quite clear, if you saw her boobs, I don't care if she's flashing you.
I did not see.
You did not see her boobies.
No, I did not see her breasts.
She's saying you shined your light on her.
I did not see her breasts.
Where do you keep your flashlight?
The west side right here, right behind my radio.
Did you have your flashlight out on the traffic stop?
I did.
When she was going like this, did you have your
I
flashlight
didn't-
on
I didn't
her?
go like that. But as I'm out on the radio like this, I have it right positioned over us. But I didn't.
Right,
As
but
far as that.
did you have it on her when you're talking to her so you can see her? I mean,
to
was
see
it
her.
on her when she goes like this? Maybe she could have
Right,
construed
to see her inside the vehicle.
Was the dome light on?
The dome light was not on.
It didn't come on. I don't know how. Does that come on when you open your back door? It's been too long since I've been in a scout car.
I can't recall, to be honest with you. I don't think the back. I don't think it does. As far as the dome light.
I'm just trying to figure out. How long do you think you were on that traffic stop?
I don't think it was an
It's not a
excess
test.
of over
Just
a regular speed. 15 minutes at most, just like a regular traffic stop. Nothing as far as more.
about 15 minutes. How long were you with her? How long of that 15 minutes do you think was searching her car? Where maybe she's sitting in the back seat.
Like I said, I did a quick search, probably at max, maybe a little bit over 5 minutes, maybe like 5 minutes if.
So you're with her for 10 minutes.
Talking to her, yes.
Did it take a while to get her to consent to search, or what? 10 minutes is a long time.
She was nervous and she was crying and stuff, and I told her not to be
Did she
nervous.
say why she was crying?
She says police officer and whatnot, and I'm just nervous because I got stopped by a police officer. So I'm like, calm down, everything's fine. And then, so I think maybe with the fact that she had no STL, maybe she was nervous as well too. And then so I went to the search, and it wasn't that. It was a quick search, like I said before. It wasn't in detail, pulling up carpet. It was a quick search.
Because you're just ready to go home.
I was ready to go home.
Did you go home, go straight to bed?
I went home straight to bed.
Okay.
This key aspect notes the traffic stop lasted 15 minutes, with 5 spent talking and placing her in the patrol car and the remaining 10 searching her vehicle. This time frame could accommodate Ligon's accusations, but inconsistencies and unproductive questioning prompt another interrogator to request a buccal swab. Generally used in sex crime investigations, his buccal swab, oddly, never resurfaces during subsequent interrogations.
So do you usually do traffic stops on going home, or what was...
I don't. Like I said before, I rarely don't. I usually try to get home because I'm tired of them and
Well,
shit.
and are you a big DUI worker?
When I first started coming out, I did.
I
But
hated DUI.
not really at the end now, to be honest with you.
I usually, if I see somebody swarming, I whoop the other way.
And that's a little officers do too, so.
Well, Daniel, this is kind of one of the things that we kind of bring you in here to
Right,
see how truthful you are.
right.
Now, you need to kind of think of a few different things here.
Okay,
Okay, we pulled up a lot of video around that area
okay,
after these allegations.
okay.
He's correct regarding the security footage, but it hadn't been viewed prior to this questioning.
Okay, she also had a SANE exam, which you know what that consists of.
Right,
There's a reason why we wanted your buckles.
okay.
Okay. Now, I mean, we can go through a couple different things
Mhm.
of why we've got you in here, but you sure there's nothing you want to...
Nothing.
So if we go off the video and watch that,
Right.
you're still going to stick with your story.
Yes, sir.
If we go off DNA,
Yeah, as well.
Should we show you the video?
If yes,
You do want to see it.
do yes.
His eagerness to view the video and willingness to provide buccal swabs suggest compliance and truthfulness. This could mean he's being honest or aware that the evidence won't be incriminating. He consistently maintains his story, exhibiting no signs of guilt, anxiety, or nervousness. Interrogators shift tactics to assess if the collected buccal and footage could implicate him.
You see my concern here.
I'm just listening to you, sir.
I
That's
know, but I'd rather listen to you and you start talking.
That's all I have, sir.
are we gonna get something from the SANE exam?
Go with the SANE exam.
Do you understand that you don't have to full-blown ejaculate to get something out of the SANE exam?
Right,
We can get skin cells, we can get pre-ejaculate, we can do all that and still get DNA.
right.
And did your penis go in her mouth?
No, it did not.
Okay. Because DNA will clear it up. And here's the deal too. We can fall on the sword
Okay.
and say I screwed up or something. But if we say we didn't do it, and then the DNA comes back and says he did it, then we have a huge problem.
Right,
We're here to give you the chance to fall on the sword, so we don't want a huge problem. We don't want a huge problem for you.
right,
This is time. It's time. If it touched her mouth, if it touched the inside of her mouth for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, you gotta tell us now.
Look,
Right.
there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference in between a rape being forced and some
And-
old girl who wants it.
right,
Okay, we've had plenty of that.
We get that. We know that.
Okay, but there is a big difference. Okay,
right.
but I'm just saying, you know, these videos ain't helping, and I mean, we're gonna do the comparing and all that.
Okay,
Okay, but it's not looking good so far.
okay,
Okay, and I don't want to see anybody go down for something that
right,
there was no force.
right,
Now, I'm not seeing any beating or anything like that.
right,
Okay, I'm not seeing that big time, big guy forcer type thing like what we do see.
right,
But,
But if it was a get out of jail free card, that happens.
right,
And we know that happens.
right.
Despite persistent pressure, Daniel remains steadfast in his version of events. The detective then shifts focus to discuss another traffic stop with a similar accusation.
let's switch up for a second. You had another girl. Okay,
Mhm.
you probably not necessarily going to remember the name, but her name is Terry Morris. Okay, black female. Supposedly you promised her a ride to the city rescue mission. This ring a bell?
No.
You did a traffic stop with her. She thought you ran her for warrants. Was it clicking? Drove her around.
Mm-mm.
No.
Her name doesn't. I don't recall a name like that.
But she's claiming the same thing. The exact same thing. And here again, for whatever reason, things are pointing at you again.
Right.
Now this was before even this incident this morning. Traffic stop, not logged in, all that stuff.
This morning.
No, this has been a little bit ago.
Okay.
This was here just a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Okay. Anything?
I don't.
Do you remember stopping?
I don't recall a name
Okay.
of Terry Moore.
Well, I wouldn't remember a
Right.
name.
How about black female downtown, city rescue mission? That's what I was trying to jog your memory.
I haven't been to a city rescue mission.
I didn't say you made it there.
Have you promised anybody a ride to the city
I
rescue?
haven't asked anyone asked me to city rescue mission.
No,
Had a-
she didn't have to ask you. Did you offer to take anybody to the city rescue mission?
No, I don't offer anyone because I don't like going there. To be honest with you,
Don't like dealing with what?
I don't like going over to the city rescue mission or anything like that.
Okay. How about any stops of a person just walking, even just downtown? Anywhere downtown?
No, I don't. In Spring Lake, I don't go downtown. Besides, if I go to Classen, and not Classen, but Western and Maine to Valero's to
Or
fill
the
up.
jail,
Or jail.
or
That's right.
headquarters, property.
Right.
And you just don't remember doing any of those type of stops?
No,
Not in the last month or so?
no.
Do you run everybody that you come in contact with?
Majority of the time.
But you didn't run old girl this morning.
The
The
50th.
50th in Lincoln.
No, I didn't. I didn't run her.
The other girl that he's talking about is kind of making the same allegations, and that's weird.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't look good.
I mean,
it
that's
doesn't
weird.
look. Yeah, it
That's
doesn't look
weird.
good. So, no, I don't. No one with the city rescue mission. Never been asked. Never been offered anyone to go there.
Do you give people rides sometimes?
I do give people rides.
Do
I do.
Because sometimes I'd be like, I am not a taxi cab.
I'll go
But-
rides.
Have you always been in your new car? I mean, have you ever had it down, driving another?
I've had a wreck on 20-something King where it was down for a little bit. Starting out was in pool cars, but this is my take-home car.
But I'm saying in the last month, have you been driving any of the older cars?
No.
Black and white versus the solid
I think
black.
this is the only car I've been in.
Have you ever driven a black and white car?
I have, yeah.
When was that?
Right out of Academy, regular Crown Vic,
But when you wrecked your car and it was down, what did you drive?
Crown Vic, black and white.
A black and white one.
Right.
When was that?
A year ago, maybe.
Oh, okay. How long have you had to take them for?
Probably a year and a half.
And it's been this one.
This one, yeah.
So you wrecked it 6 months after having it?
Somewhere around there,
That sucks.
yeah.
Was it your fault?
No.
Well, that's good.
Terry Morris, an accuser, later alleged that Officer Holtzclaw made sexual advances during a ride. He denies ever taking that route, which is odd. He remains consistent in his account and awaits test results to clear his name. In the 2-hour interrogation, only 2 notable points emerge, one concerning his girlfriend.
When you went home, was anybody home?
My girlfriend was home.
Do
you
you
get
live
laid?
with her?
Huh? No, she didn't. She just stayed.
Did you get laid?
Messed around, yeah.
What's messed around? Sex?
I guess
We were all adults.
we almost had sex, and she was tired.
What'd you do?
So my penis went around her vagina, and then maybe went a little bit in, and then she pushed me off and said, no, we don't want to. I'm tired. I was like, okay.
That's kind of mean to let it get that far and then stop.
So that's when you got home?
That's when I got home.
How often do you have sex?
About once a day, if that.
You guys have sex once a day?
Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
Well, yeah.
How much you jerk off?
Maybe once a day.
So you have sex once a day and masturbate once a day?
Yeah.
What'd you do when you got shot down at home today? Usually you got to relieve that.
Right. And that's
I know.
that was before work. That happened before work.
You masturbated before work?
Yeah.
Did you just go roll over and go to sleep when she didn't give you any?
Yeah.
You ever been accused of anything like this before?
I haven't.
Not in Michigan?
No. I have not.
You weren't one of those football players.
No, I
that we
wasn't.
see
No,
on
I
the news.
wasn't. No, I was not.
He asserts that they nearly engaged in intimate relations using explicit language, but she was exhausted, so it didn't happen. This is crucial, as they can now verify his statement with his girlfriend.
Anything you can think of that will help us help you.
That's it. I want to go test. I want to get cleared up my name. I want to get cleared
Because
up.
you know what? If this is a bunch of false allegations, then I want it cleared up too.
Right.
And I'll help you clear it up and it's this. We don't talk. It's not it's swarming around Spring Lake. It's out there.
It's just in the department too. So,
It's not swarming all over the department. We in sex crimes, we do not run around and go, guess what? This is what we're working. We don't do that. It's
Right.
not professional. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's around Spring Lake.
Right.
And everybody's gonna know that we pulled you down here. We tried
Right.
to do it as discreetly as we could.
Right.
But, and like I said, there's officers that, I'm not saying being with the hookers is right, but it happens.
Right.
And it's life.
Right.
And if that's what this was, lay it out there for me now.
Right. No, it wasn't. No.
Did she offer anything? Don't take me to jail, I'll do this, I'll
No,
do this.
it was
Did she
she.
offer you anything?
I think she was nervous, like I said earlier, and maybe a little flirtatious, but nothing crazy.
She never offered anything
No.
in exchange for you not taking her.
No, she's really worried about going to jail, but
And
she
sometimes
was,
they'll say, hey, I'll give you a
That's it.
Hummer if I
Yeah.
don't go to jail.
no.
She didn't offer that?
She was nervous, like I said, she cried earlier.
Did she cry as soon as you stopped her or after she was in your car? When did she start crying?
I think in the car, yeah.
What made you let her go? Number one reason.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I want to get home.
Then why'd you pull her over?
Like I said earlier, I just cop, swerve, DUI, and if
Holy
I had,
crap,
if I
that's a
had, if I
2-hour
had,
job.
I know if I had to do it, I would have done it. But I didn't think that she was past the legal limit.
The next significant development takes time, during which they discuss a polygraph, delve into his personal life, and inquire about steroid use. They ultimately request the uniform he wore during the 2 traffic stops. While his underwear is being washed, he agrees to provide the uniform to help clear his name. The detectives then ask for his girlfriend's number to corroborate Daniel's account.
Does she work? Are we gonna, if we
She
call her?
does work.
Does
She
she
works
work now?
normal 8 to 5 hours, Monday through Friday,
Where does she work?
at a Crest and Oil Memorial in MacArthur area, around there.
We're getting those tie backs to go.
Don't call her. Okay. You created some more work. We were fixing to go. I just talked to Karen.
Okay.
She said she was asleep when you got home and you did not try to have sex and you did not have sex.
They try to have sex.
She said you didn't. And I asked her, could you have been asleep? And you kind of, whoa, no. And she said no. You did not try to have sex.
As much as I don't want to involve her, I tried to have sex with her and she was asleep. Carrie goes to sleep pretty early, about 9, 10 at the late.
Okay, but she would know if you tried. I'm a woman.
I know.
And my husband comes home in the middle of the night and I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been asleep. You said you twirled around her vagina.
I did.
And you put it in a little bit and then she said, I'm tired. No.
I did.
She would remember that to tell me.
Shoot. Maybe.
She said you did not try to have sex.
And it's more personal because it's Carrie, but I did try to have sex with Carrie. I did.
I don't know what to say. I mean, because it just looks like I just caught you in a lie. And now I don't know what to believe.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what to believe.
Okay.
Because you tell me this, I go to verify it. She tells me the opposite, and now I'm wondering what you're telling the truth about.
Maybe because she doesn't know what the heck's going on.
No, she doesn't. I didn't tell her.
And I'm glad, but detectives calling her, or any other officer asking her a question like that.
I know.
She may be scared. And I don't want to involve her, but
She's involved
that's
because
my girlfriend. That's like
you need her involved for you.
right.
But now she's given the story that you're not given.
I'm telling you, I tried to have sex with Carrie, my girlfriend.
She
Yeah,
is
that
going to
shit
remember your weenie twirling around her hoo-ha. You remember that. I'm sorry, I don't care how much of a sleeper you are. You remember because it pisses you off in the middle of the night and you go, are you serious? Don't bother me with that.
Maybe you should call her and ask her if she's a deep sleeper. Because there's multiple times I've tried to do that. Multiple times we've had sex. Multiple times she has pushed me
Well,
off.
you told me that you have sex every day, and she says you did not have sex today.
We didn't have sex today. No. We didn't.
Well, you said you have sex every day.
Mostly every day, yes.
So if I call her back, is she going to tell me that you'll have
We
sex
did
every
not-
day?
We did not have sex, but recently, mostly every day, yeah.
I'm a woman, and I know what it feels like to be woke up for sex, and I don't like that. And you remember it, and I don't believe you.
His girlfriend states they didn't have sex despite his insistence. He also adjusts his claim of daily sex to mostly every day. It's unclear why she'd lie, but it gives the interrogator leverage. There's a chance the detective fabricated the call to elicit a reaction, but this is disproven when he later receives calls on his cell.
I'm telling you the truth, I'm sorry. I tried to have sex with my girlfriend. I did.
I don't know, you're a dude. Does your wife get
I could-
pissed off if you try to wake her up in the middle of the
She
night?
had white thong on and a t-shirt. And
Okay, you talk to him. I'm going to go call her again.
Okay.
Because right now, I don't believe it.
Hey, the pants.
You want me to bring him in?
Yeah.
In a plastic bag?
Yeah.
I mean, a brown paper sack. Okay, don't start yet.
and that's probably her destiny or whatever. I don't know.
She's like, what?
And I wish
Well, we're not gonna-
involve her, Carrie.
Well, we're not gonna tell her. You're gonna have to explain whatever the situation is.
That's what happened.
You got any questions of all this? Oh,
I'm
you've
getting
asked.
attacked now. I'm just feeling. I'm like, God bless. I want DNA. I want everything. I want get it done.
We're gonna put it to the front of the line, okay?
Get it done.
I can tell you, it usually takes a long time, but because of the situation, we will put it at the front of the line, okay?
Yeah.
Driven by his perceived innocence, he reaffirms his cooperation and willingness to provide any necessary evidence. He calmly submits his uniform and is placed on paid administrative leave pending investigation. Officer Holtzclaw's case, involving accusations of sexual abuse, rape, battery, and stalking, dominated headlines, with 13 women coming forward. He was arrested 2 months after the intense interrogation, facing 16 sexual abuse charges. His family staunchly defended him, citing a lack of DNA evidence linking him to the crimes. On December 10, 2015, Holtzclaw was convicted on 18 charges, with the jury recommending a 263-year prison sentence. However, many aspects of the case called for a closer look at his defense. Holtzclaw had no prior history of racism or abuse towards women. His defense attorney pointed out that nobody spoke ill of him. The victims were all black women with drug histories. Lieutenant Timothy Musney instructed detectives to create a list of black females Holtzclaw had interacted with, regardless of criminal records. This conversational decision went against fairness and justice. Detectives Kim Davis and Rocky Gregory eagerly contacted these women, and the list became known as Daniel's perfect victims. During the trial, the prosecution denied the list's existence, despite police records referencing it. It's possible that the victim profile matched because these women were the ones contacted by investigators. Notably, Lieutenant Musney retired in 2019 after being placed on administrative leave, and 62 accusers were deemed not credible by the defense. Out of 21 accusers, 8 were eliminated due to their claims occurring after Holtzclaw's leave. Of the remaining 13, 5 led to acquittals, including Shandarian Hill's case, which raised questions about her testimony.
So this is good evidence?
Well, you tell me.
I think so, because I mean, y'all, even if he didn't even rape nobody or nothing, he's been in contact with people that he didn't arrest.
How could someone, after hours of accusing Daniel of assault, even consider saying, "even if you didn't rape nobody"? Hill's allegations led to 6 charges, but Daniel was acquitted of all. Ellis Smith, another accuser, contributed to 62 years of his 263-year sentence. In 2019, a previously unreleased deposition video showed her admitting she'd never seen Holtzclaw before the trial. During the call and interrogation, she identified her attacker as a shorter black man, unlike Holtzclaw.
I received a tip that you may have been sexually assaulted by a police officer.
Yes, I have. But I didn't say anything because I know that I know police department and police say all stick together.
Well, we ain't sticking together on this one.
Oh, okay.
So I would like to interview you.
I didn't ever get his badge number. I don't know anything. I was terrified. I just didn't know what was going on because he said I'll do that, or he was going. I don't know. I didn't know whether if I still did it, or is he going to take me to jail or what. He was a black man.
Okay.
He was in a black and white police car.
Despite not seeing Holtzclaw before the case, Smith is responsible for 62 years of his sentence. Lastly, consider the unexplored search options. Holtzclaw consented to investigators examining his clothing, vehicle, phone, computers, and apartment, but detectives never pursued these leads. With the interrogation and evidence in mind, whose side do you support? What could prompt so many accusers besides the crime itself?